I want to introduce you today to one of our new innovations here at BrightPipe. This is the BrightPipe Smart Table. This is an innovation we have come up with over having done meeting rooms at conventions and at meetings for many, many years. Normally when we show up on site to the event, we are asked to install AV components into a rented table, and we spend an incredible amount of time taping down wires, using zip ties, trying to make all of the added audiovisual components look neat and clean, but there's still sometimes it's hard to hide the fact that we have to use duct tape and zip ties to hide all of those connections. In an effort to speed that process up, as well as to provide more functionality to your users of your meeting rooms, we've come up with the Smart Table. The Smart Table integrates the most frequently asked for technical components that we have been providing to customers for a number of years now. The table is really centered around a presenter station, which is directly in front of me. This presenter station has a lot of functions built into it. We have the audio-visual connections, audio as well as VGA and HDMI connections for the attendee's laptop or presenter's laptop. We have network connections as well as international power ports. So if you have a visitor that's presenting to a small group that's come from, let's say, the EU, and they don't have their power adapter, they can easily plug their laptop in and charge it and use it right from this table. The table itself has a computer built into it. So in addition to all these connections, there's also a USB port that will allow you just to use a USB drive to plug into the port here to play your own presentation on the computer that's built into the table. One of the biggest advantages to having the PC built into the table is that when the system's not in use, when there's not a presentation actively going on, the screen or projector in the meeting room area can display your branding. Maybe it can display the meeting room schedule. Lots of opportunities to use that screen to communicate with attendees to the meeting in the meeting space. In addition to the presenter port and the built-in computer, there's also a smart switch. The smart switch will allow me to take, let's say, the HDMI cable. I'm going to plug my laptop in, and once the smart switch detects a new computer source on the table, it will automatically change the display on the projector or LCD screen in the booth. So you no longer have to fumble for remote controls or train users on how to switch sources, possibly give them a remote control to adjust the monitor settings to maybe put it in a different language or to tweak a setting that causes subsequent users of the meeting room trouble. So it's a pretty great way to facilitate the input from various devices without the users in the meeting room to actually have to manipulate any devices. And when they're done presenting, they just simply unplug their own laptop, and the screen reverts back to the internal PC that's built into the table. So the smart switch manages all of those connections. So in addition to the presenter station at the front, we also have power plugs available throughout the table. Those are standard Edison style power cords as well as USB power ports. So any attendee that has come to your meeting should be able to quickly gain access to power their device. The other thing I want to also point out is in the corners of the table we have installed wireless charging devices. So I can just simply take my phone, place it on the device, and it immediately starts to charge. Again, the convenient access to power is something that is distributed throughout the table so that no attendee is struggling with how they're going to power the device during the meeting itself. This table does come in both 8-foot and 12-foot sizes, and it can also be paired with a number of other a la carte options that we provide for meeting rooms, such as internet access, Polycom speakerphones, Bluetooth speakerphones, the wireless email to print gateway. We have many people that try to print documents for other meetings that they have at the venue, and rather than having to plug in a cable and install drivers, they can simply email the document or the PowerPoint, whatever the document is, to an email address that we customize for you, and it is printed out directly in the meeting room without the need for any cables or drivers to be loaded. So we're super excited about the table because it addresses a lot of the quality issues that we struggle with from time to time on the trade show floor. It provides your meeting attendees with access to a lot of technology that they're just simply used to having at the home office. It helps you provide a quality meeting room experience for your attendees so they can focus more on their meeting and less about how they're going to plug stuff in or how they're going to get their presentation on the screen. The whole driving force behind this table was plug it in and it's just going to work. And that's how simple we try to make this design. And we think you'll find that's the case too if you do decide to use the BrightPipe Smart Table.